Hello and welcome back to my FPL channel. I am FPL D-Unit and today you're here for your final Club World Cup content. And guess what? Today, as a special treat, I have my very first sneak peek of my FPL content coming out later, actually during next week, post the Club World Cup. But I'm going to talk about some things that I've been keenly paying attention to during the off-season in regards to FPL. So make sure you hang around for that. It'll be the final second last chapter of this video. So if you want to skip straight to there about FPL, by all means, go ahead. But the first bit is going to be about the Club World Cup content, how I'm going, what it means, semi-finals, how they go, and everything in between. Without further ado, smash a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, drop us a comment letting us know how you're going in the Club World Cup. And if you are just excited to get back into FPL, and are you just hanging out for it to come back? Without further ado, let's get into it. The Club World Cup forwards post the semi-finals. So the European teams finally have come out on top. Unfortunately, we did not get the South American finale with Fluminense, unfortunately not being able to put up a really good show against Chelsea. In fact, Chelsea actually dominated that game. And I actually watched both semi-finals and it was two utter dominations. Let's put it that way. Yeah. And I think it just goes to show, at the end of the day, the big European teams have made it to the final, as I think the majority of people around the world probably predicted. And yeah, that's just what we've got to say there. In terms of the league update, the Yog, after a week off in the semi-final week, is back on top of the D-Unit League. So well done to him. He's up to 300 and something overall as well. So well done to that. That's a fantastic showing. And when I look at how many points I've scored compared to how many he's scored, I just don't get it. Also, really good work to the competitive edge and Board Jacob. 92 points without using a chip this week. I don't even know how you did that considering I got 54. So congratulations to those two teams as well. And hopefully the Yog can maintain his lead into the final weekend. We'll have to wait and see. Squad depth of Chelsea is also looking scary for the new EPL FPL season. And it's almost kind of scared me off picking some of their players, if I'm being brutally honest with you. They just can't. They have so many options across that forward line that I just feel like trying to pick one that's going to be starting every week and getting more than 60 minutes. I mean, João Pedro scored twice here and he only lasted 57 minutes. So he didn't even get a chance for the hat-trick. So that's something to keep in mind and probably put that into the notes for the FPL season moving forward. PSG absolutely wiped the floor of Real Madrid. Like, they've wiped the floor of a lot of teams. And in reality, I'm really intrigued to see what Chelsea can do against them in the final because they look so dominant. They made Real Madrid look unbelievably bad. Alonso has lots of problems to fix there. And I don't think his signings are going to help him out defensively. I know Trent Alexander-Arnold missed this game, but he is not a defender that defends. He is an attacker that attacks. When you rely on him to defend, I don't think it's going to make him. So they've got a lot of work to do. He's got a lot of things to fix between now and the start of the Spanish La Liga season. So for that reason, I wish him luck, but it's going to be pretty difficult, I reckon, moving forward. So the captaincy roulette for the semi-finals was down to two blokes. In reality, I had blokes in both these games that scored significantly more points. I just thought after the Cole Palmer show in the previous round that he was going to be back to some kind of form. But again, he really didn't do much in this game. It was really just a brilliance of João Pedro, let's be honest. He only got 3 points. So then obviously I took that on and thought, I'll give it to Cheslea. I mean, all those people who got João Pedro or Fabian Ruiz as their captains in this game week, fantastic. Unfortunately, I think a lot of people probably ended up something like me. And I was going to put it on Hakimi. I just expected Real Madrid to score a goal, and they didn't. They were really bad. So, like, the idea behind it was there, but again, it didn't quite work out, and it's just one of those things, and we go again. So how did the team perform in the semi-finals? So 54 points, and it took me up 2,000 spots to 26,000 or whatever. Now, I do have my maximum captain chip that I will be playing in the final. So maybe the top 20K finish is on, but in reality, it's just been something to fill in the time. So how did the team go? Well, the defense were brilliant, and the forward line was rubbish. Let's be honest. The forward line was rubbish. All my players in the back line scored points. Donnarumma, 7 points. Hakimi, 10 points. He's just been so good, Hakimi. Like, he's probably, I actually think that if there's a player that should be up for the Ballon d'Or, it's Hakimi. I don't know why we talk about the forwards. That dude is unbelievably good from right back. He spends more time attacking than he does defending, and he's unbelievably good on the ball. So I'm not sure, but if I was to give out the Ballon d'Or this year, I'd be giving it to Hakimi. He's just a special footballer. I really like him. Nuno Mendes, he kept the clean sheet as well, 7 points. Gusto actually got me 2 bonus points for the scouting bonus. I can't believe that he was that low owned that I actually got 2 extra points for that. So that was quite nice. And then Adebayo, 7 points there. Then in the forward line, I mean, all the ones on the day before blank. So Pedro Neto blank, Arias blanked, Fabio blank. So they all got removed. I didn't bother bringing in Garcia because there was no need, and I didn't think he was going to keep a clean sheet. And for that reason, I actually did well because he actually ended up on -1 points. But then the 3 forwards I bought in for Real Madrid, my entire forward line, they were just no good. 2 for Vinny, 2 for Mbappe, 2 for Garcia. And then obviously the midfield, 4 points for Barcoli, got that assist off the bench. So that was nice, I suppose. He was the only one that did actually get some attacking returns. And then Palmer and Neto just didn't do much. And unfortunately, yeah, it is what it is. And we roll again, 54 points. It did improve my ranking, but not by a hell of a lot. So the knockout stage predictions, and I haven't got the final correct at all. Obviously, Chelsea got through, as I predicted. Yeah, they've made the final, and PSG obviously beat Real Madrid. So obviously the card, unfortunately, it's come unstuck. Semi-final stage, come unstuck. Now, in reality, it is backing in PSG over Chelsea in the final based on its card flip for that round. So if you're after the card's prediction for the final, it is the PSG. It's tipping PSG to win. That's all I'll tell you. And I'll also be tipping PSG to win as well. So for that reason, I think that's probably where you need to have the majority of your players for your starting lineup for the final. So the final, when is it? It is on at 3 a.m. on Monday morning for us in Australia. Now, if you are in the UK, that's perfect timing. It's 8 p.m. If, unfortunately, you're playing in the game, which is Chelsea and PSG, this is also in New York, it is in the heat of the day. And I still don't understand what FIFA are trying to do here. These players are meant to be on holiday. You are literally making them suffer through the hottest part of the day so you can show it at a friendly time in Europe. Like, I honestly don't understand it, is my honest opinion. You should be playing it when it's suitable for the players to be playing. So if it's hot in New York and it's 30-odd degrees, you should be playing this game probably at 8 o'clock at night, like we'd see in the Champions League during the winter or whatever when the players play at that time of night. At least the sun's not going to be out. It's not going to be as hot. It's still probably going to be quite warm. But this is criminal. Like, I do not know what FIFA are playing at, and I'm just sticking up for the players here. I don't understand it. They look hot. We have drinks breaks during both halves. It just makes no sense to me why you would do that from a scheduling perspective. But hey, it is what it is. They're going to be unfortunately suffering through just for the benefit of everyone else so we can watch. Hopefully they still put on a pretty good show. So the booster strategy, I just want to recap it really quickly. The only one that I could say has done quite well was the qualification booster. I had obviously 9 of my 11 players return on that week. The 12th man was horrible, 1 point. Thanks, Haaland. Wildcard in match day 3 was not overly fabulous as well. In reality, I wish I'd done it in one of the other days I was thinking about doing it. And I'm playing the maximum captain chip this week, which is why I'm just bringing it in. So that is your highest scoring player will earn double points from within your squad. So it doesn't matter what your squad looks like, as long as it will literally pick your captain from the highest points scored in your squad. So that's nice. I don't have to think about the captaincy this week. There's no captaincy roulette. It is literally roulette from the maximum captain chip. That makes me excited because I'm not going to have to put too much energy into thinking about it. So my thoughts ahead of the final. Chelsea get a free shot at the title. They literally get a free shot at the title. They've had the easy side of the draw. They've come through the easy side of the draw pretty easily. Palmeiras actually gave them the hardest game they've had all tournament. And all the other games, Chelsea have really done what's been required and they've got the job done quite easily. Man City must be really kicking themselves now, though. I mean, losing to Al Hilal and getting made an embarrassment of because you're doing Pep roulette things, they really should be in the final. I did think that Man City were a very good chance of winning it, and I do believe that they would have beaten Chelsea in the last round if they hadn't have sat there and made an absolute meal of the round of 16 clash. I think that comes down to Pep. If he's learned anything from this tournament, he needs to find out what his first team squad is and play it. Play it in games that matter. Stop tinkering. Stop thinking you're Claudio Ranieri. You're not, and you never will be. You might be a really good manager, but if you keep mucking around like that, things are going to happen. You're going to keep losing games that matter. And Man City really should be in the final with the squad they've got. How the fact they're not is just a testament to the disgrace that was their game in that round of 16 game. Can Chelsea give PSG an actual game? Are we going to see PSG just roll over the top of them? We've already seen them in the Champions League dispose of Liverpool, dispose of Arsenal, dispose of Aston Villa. I think they beat Liverpool as well. Like, they have literally wiped the floor of English teams. PSG are that good. Can Chelsea stop them? Can they stop them from winning another game of football? I'm not sure, but I'm intrigued to see what they can do. From what we've seen so far, this PSG team will start the UEFA Champions League as favourites. I can't see anyone getting anywhere near them. And the scary thing is they're young. Like, they really don't have any stars other than Dembele and maybe Kvaratskhelia, whatever you want to call his name. Other than that, they're all pretty young players that are only going to get better, which is kind of scary. What they've managed to do, post getting rid of the likes of Mbappe and Messi, who are clearly holding them back, they've created a team that fights for each other, a team that's young, a team that's hungry. I can't see anyone stopping them anytime soon. And I don't know why anyone would want to leave them either. So that's kind of scary. And they've got really good squad depth. Yeah, it's kind of scary for the rest of European football at the moment. So my team selection for the final, I shouldn't say semi-final, it is the final. This is what it is. So Donnarumma is going to be starting goal. Now, I'm just leaving Fabio there because I made 6 transfers and I could have taken Fabio out, but I didn't see the point of getting another goalkeeper because, I mean, unless Sanchez makes a penalty save and then I'm going to be like, oh, I should have really changed him. But I'm just leaving him there. Donnarumma's going to be starting goal. I think that PSG are far more likely to keep a clean sheet than Chelsea. So you can see there, I'm only actually starting 3 Chelsea players. So that's Gusto in the defence, Palmer in the midfield, and João Pedro up front. I have got Cucurella, Adebayo, and Nkunku on the bench. I did think about whether I should start Cucurella over Gusto. I just feel like Gusto's taken up some really nice positions in the games so far. So for that reason, I think I'm just going to go with that. I have got Hakimi as captain at the moment, but it doesn't really matter who the captain is because it will land on whoever scores the most points. So I'm quite happy about that. And I've got all the big PSG players in here that I expect to score points. So Ruiz is in there after his double against Real Madrid. Dembele's in there because he's back starting. Kvaratskhelia is in there. Barcola's in there. And Gonzalo Ramos is also in there. Now, I expect probably 2 of those I expect Barcola and Ramos to probably start on the bench. But I still really like them. And for me, I could have wasted a transfer on getting rid of Barcola. I just think that seemed to be really a bit silly. And he did look really good off the bench. And I expect PSG to probably get a few players off the bench and probably score some points from here as well. So I'm quite happy with the way the team is. I am obviously banking on PSG winning the game. Now, if Chelsea win the game, this team's not going to score very well. Now, if PSG win the game, you would expect it to score significantly better. So for that reason, it is a little bit plucky. You just sort of hoping for the best. But it is one of those things you just sort of roll with it. Now, you could argue that maybe you should just load up on defence, PSG defence, and just hope they all keep clean sheets like they did last game, because they have been keeping clean sheets. Chelsea also have been fairly good defensively, so there's no reason to think that this is going to be a high-scoring game, and it is a final, so you would expect it to be cagey. But the form that PSG are in, I just can't see them doing anything else other than winning. And here we are, the thing that we've all been waiting for. I just wanted to share what is on the FPL Fantasy website at the moment. So we are getting ready for 20,000, 25, 20,000, 26. Don't even know if that made sense. Season. And they're currently carrying out essential updates to prepare for the league season. Now, the exciting thing is you are going to have your own club logos this year. Now, I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means if you can import your logo. Now, for anyone that is in the my community or whatever, and you would like to use the FPL D-Unit Football Club logo, which I have created for my own football shirt, ironically, hit me up in the WhatsApp chat because I will happily share that logo with you if you want to share off that you're in part of my community. I'm more than happy for you to use it. I'm also more than happy for you to use the FPL D-Unit shirt, which is also hopefully going to be able to be uploaded straight into the game as well. I'm kind of hoping that it's going to be some sort of, they've said that these things are going to exist, which means hopefully you can bring in your own designs, because if you can, that will be totally sick. If you look up your team and then just see your thing there, I think it'll be really good for the branding as well. The other things that we need to look out for, someone with a crayon and a kid has come in and literally redesigned the website, and I think it's going to be much more different. There's AI coming as well. Microsoft Copilot's launching second half of the season. It could well be that the mystery chip is going to be back and it might be AI related, which will be exciting. maybe it's a system manager is going to be AI and it just rotates. I'm not sure how it's going to work, to be honest with you. Obviously, there's lots of AI tools out there as well as there is already. You can check them out if you want to use them. I just prefer to watch the games of football, if I'm being brutally honest with you. And that's why I think that my content is generally quite unique, because I do watch 6 of 10 games live, the entire 90 minutes live every single week, which I think is probably more than most other content creators out there. A lot of them probably just watch the highlights, they look at the stats or whatever. I look at the stats, but I also look at how players performing in game. Like sometimes you can sit there and watch a game and think that player's not doing very well. Whereas if you just look at the stats, it might say, oh, yeah, they're fine. But in reality, they're not. Like, that's why Cole Palmer, unfortunately, ended up in my team for so long last season in the back half. I wasn't actually watching the games. I was looking at the numbers because the Chelsea game was never the one that I was watching. It was all normally on with like the 5 other games, and I was just like getting the goals or the highlights. And then the games where they started showing Chelsea and I watched the 90 minutes, I was like, he needs to come out because he's doing nothing. So, like, that is the benefit of watching the games. AI is not going to be able to tell you that. They're going to be able to read the stats, form you stuff, and give you opinions and probably give you the template team. And I'm going to argue that potentially, at the moment, with my early thoughts about what FPL is looking like this season for my team, I can tell you I'm going to have a very differential team. I'm probably going to be dodging Salah, Haaland at the start of the season at this moment in time, depending on what they're going to be priced. I'm also not going to be bringing in Man City players or Chelsea players because I don't think they're going to be playing every week, and I don't want benching headaches or players starting or coming on for 1 point or all this nonsense or getting subbed off before 60 minutes. I'm going to be looking for players that have good fixtures that hopefully are going to be in teams not in Europe, so they're not going to be a chance of rotation. Now, I'm a Man United fan, and I actually think that picking Man United players, yes, the draw is not easy for the first few games of the season or whatever, but if they look like they're half decent in preseason, Amarin's got that system up and running, they're going to be really good assets to own because you're not going to have to worry about them getting rotated midweek. They're going to be fresh as a daisy off a full week's worth of training every single week. And I think that's going to make a big difference at FPL this season. Like a lot of the popular assets from last year, like Newcastle assets, they didn't have Europe last year. They now have Europe. Nottingham Forest, ditto, didn't have Europe. Now they've got Europe. This is going to play a massive role in terms of how players recover, injuries, just general form. That's all these things you need to be taken into. And I'd just be sit there, before you sit there and put your first draft together when the game does launch, probably sometime next week, probably late next week, you got to be thinking about these things. So for that reason, I think hopefully I'm going to be providing some very interesting content. I'm very excited to get back into FPL as well. I do love the game, and I'm very excited to see what FPL have cooked up during the off-season. I'm really excited to bring in my own logo and my own football shirt, and I really do hope that you can do that as well as part of your teams. So that brings us to the end of the Club World Cup content for 2025. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Hopefully it's provided a bit of light entertainment and has helped fill the void before FPL launches, probably next week post the Club World Cup. There's been lots of transfers this week as well, which has been crazy to keep in mind. All I can say to Glazers and Sir Jim Ratcliffe, can you please just sign a player? It's so frustrating watching every other club sign players and watching our club do absolutely nothing. What are you waffling on about? Either just come out and say we've got no money and you're broke, or you can't be bothered putting any money in, or just say you're incompetent, really, at this point in time. Without further ado, please smash a like on the video before you leave. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. I'll see you back after the Club World Cup final for FPL 25-26 season. It's coming. I've been FPL D-Unit, and I'll see you very soon.